Hi, I'm Linda and this is the Feel Good Garden. Time to plant out the beans, and they've been growing really well. I planted them, I think it was the 14th of April, and look at that, they're growing really well. And I thought what I plant with them is these lovely nasturtiums that Danny from the TheGrowUpChannel gave me. Thanks, Danny. And also, what I was going to plant out, now before you say anything, I know my sunflowers. Now I thought, wouldn't they look lovely there and there by the archway? And my plot neighbour Cheryl said, no, whatever you do, don't plant sunflowers by the beans. And I thought, oh, I'll Google this. Apparently, sunflowers stunt their growth, beans and potatoes. So don't plant your sunflowers by beans or potatoes. So I'm going to have to find a new home and come up with another plan. I will be planting more flowers along here. So watch this space. So anyway, let's get on with planting these beans. And I've already prepared the ground. I dug this over yesterday, removed most of the weeds, although I've just spotted another bit of bindweed by there, so I'll dig that out. Never mind. They're all planted in now, but they are in desperate need of a good watering. So I'll try and give them a good soaking. In fact, I could do it two-handed, couldn't I? Let's see how that'll work. There we are. Some slug and snail pellets. They're just made from oregano. I use them on the Rhubarb broccoli, but I didn't like the Rhubarb broccoli. I've got some left, so I'm going to use these up now and order some more. They did seem to work for that, so we're always looking for ways to control slugs, aren't we? Oh yeah, we'll try these. I like the smell of them, even if the slugs don't. They smell gorgeous. I love the smell of oregano. There we are, I've used them all up now, so I'll have to order some more. Right, time for a cuppa. Cheers. What time did you start after? And what's the time now? About 1? That's not bad, only about 3 hours then.
Yeah, I didn't start the room, all you did.
I think that's brilliant in 3 hours what you've done, that's great.
Hang on, do we do that or do we put the pleats underneath?
Right, the sound didn't come out on here, but what I'm trying to say is that Doug made this framework for the peas originally, and he was going to do one for the beans, but he hadn't got round to it. And in the meantime, the beans are desperate to go out. So he's allowed me to use the framework for the beans, even though it's a little bit shorter than he would have liked, and it was designed for there. It will fit in here. So the first job I'm going to do is dig out these weeds and volunteer potatoes from here. And then I'll put the framework up and then I'll plant the beans. It's my birthday this month and I thought I'd treat myself. And I was so excited yesterday when the box came from Amazon. And I opened it up and I've got a pack of 4 sunflower tablecloths. They're only thin, cheap ones, but they look nice on our table to go with the sunflower theme. Are you doing my sunflower challenge? It's the tallest, you need to grow it yourself. And we've got the tallest sunflower and the widest sunflower head. So please do join in if you're growing sunflowers, that'd be great. Now what I was going to do was grow some tall sunflowers there and there, maybe have some little ones on the bottom. And Cheryl said, whatever you do, don't grow them by your runner beans. Oh, there's a shame, that would look so nice. I'll have to think of something else. So anyway, not to be beaten, I ordered these from Amazon. Now they come flat packed and you just put them together yourself, just put the flowers on them. The leaves are already on there. So I thought what would be nice would be on the archway. So I've got 4 of these, so I'll put one that side and the same on the other side. So that's the sunflowers and something else. I bought some sunflower bunting. Now I'm going to put that, I've decided, I'm going to see what it looks like first. I'm going to put it around the pergola. I can't remember how much there was in the thing, but I thought, well, if I start here and work my way around, or find where the middle is and start in the middle. So Doug's not here at the moment. So when he comes, he's gone to watch the rugby. So when he comes on the plot tomorrow, you'll wonder what's it him. So I hope he approves. If he don't, tough. Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Anyway, let's get on. I've cut some bits of twine thing. It's not twine, is it? That wiry stuff. I've cut some bits of that, so I'm going to put it on with that. So let's see. I think that it's got like a little loop on the end. So I might be able to loop that over the top. Let's have a look. Will it fit? Yeah, it just about fits. So that'll give it a bit of stability. And then let's just tie it to the framework. It won't go all the way down to the floor, so there'll still be room to put some flowers, but obviously not sunflowers. And that's the archway done with the sunflowers. So now it's time to move on to the bunting, and I've decided that it will go around there. Right. Now, I need to find the middle. Right, where's the middle? There's quite a bit. Right. So if we get the middle, and I can put it in the middle of the pergola, then we'll see how far we get. Right, so that's about the middle. Sat here having a cuppa. My plot neighbours, Cheryl and Emma and Johnny. Cheers.
Cheers.
This along here is the area where I sowed those mixed flower seeds. But the trouble is, there's a load of bindweed coming up. It's weaker than the usual bindweed, but nevertheless, there's a lot of it. So I'm going to take the netting off and I'm going to dig it up as best I can and hopefully give the flowers a chance to thrive, at least survive anyway. Doug's put cardboard down on the potato, so this will help to keep it down so it don't blow away. That's my excuse anyway for sticking this rhubarb. Is feeling very sorry for itself. I gave it a good watering yesterday, but it's still looking a bit sad. So I think it needs a good feed. So I'm going to get some chicken manure pellets from the shed, and I've got some compost. I'm going to dig this over, put the chicken manure pellets down, and then the compost on the top. And I've got a little corner by there, I might put some flowers. I can see there's bits of bindweed still coming up, so I'll pull that out as I go along. Right, let's get those chicken manure pellets. Now, chicken manure pellets are good for leafy vegetables such as brassicas, and they should be good for the rhubarb as well. So, like I said, I'm going to dig it over, and then we'll put the chicken manure pellets. My cool job gloves, they're lovely and thick, these are, and they're pretty at the same time. I love them. Right, I think I'll start in this corner. Here's our homemade compost, and it's full of little worms. I did have 2 bags of compost in here, and then I thought, well, why don't I use some of the compost from our compost heap? It's not all broken down, but I tried to get some from the bottom, and I'm going to put that around the rhubarb because I think that'll be probably better than the shop bought one, because it's full of vegetable scraps, grass clippings and leaves and cardboard. So at least we know what's gone into that. So if I empty out I got a wheelbarrow full, so I'll just empty it out and rake it over. Oh, it's quite heavy. Oops. Oh God, it's all over the rhubarb. Never mind. Try and be careful. There's some grass that hasn't broken down yet, but it'll be all right. It'll help to hold the moisture. Right, so if I spread that there, and then about time we use our own compost. And my glove had gone missing, been missing for ages. I found it in the compost. Now, I would have never thought to look in a compost for it, not in a million years. I've been looking at home for it, I thought, what's happened to that other glove? Never mind. I've got nicer ones since then anyway. Doug's just come down and he's making a cuppa, so I need to be quick. all I'm doing with the rhubarb for today. So I'll gather my bits and bobs and take them over there. This rhubarb broccoli along here, it's all gone to seed. It looks so pretty when it was in flower. I didn't like the broccoli itself, it was quite bitter. It's not like normal broccoli, I do like normal broccoli, but it was a bit on the bitter side. So I left it flower because it was beautiful. Well, I thought it was beautiful when we sat there having a cuppa. And it's all gone to seed now. So I'm going to keep the seeds off it and I'm going to use it as green manure next year. Well, to be honest, I just want the yellow flowers and I'll have them all over the plot. Well, not all over, but dotted here and there. And I think that will look quite pretty in the springtime when there's nothing else growing. So I'm really looking forward to pulling it out. And then I'm going to weed this bed and it'll all be ready for planting in again. I'll pull it out and then just tie it in bunches. Oops. Bit of bindweed around that bit. The weather's been gorgeous, so while it's dry, I thought it's best to put it out now and I can dry it off then for the seeds. There's so much of it, I don't know where I'm going to put it to dry off. Seemed like a good idea at the time, but no, I'm not so sure. I think I'll just keep a bit of it, not all of it. Got myself a lovely tomato plant from Johnny. It's Crimson Blush and it's an outdoor tomato plant. So, and it's blight resistant. So fingers crossed we have a bit more luck with tomatoes this year. So we're going to do some in the polytunnel and some out here. So this is a lovely big one. I've already dug a hole ready. So I'm going to plant the tomato plant in there. And then I will be putting some more tomato plants as well as they become available. I've left the side shoots on the tomato because what I'm hoping to do is get some more tomato plants from there. So when they're big enough, I'll take the side shoots off and I'll root them, pot them up, and hopefully we'll have a few more tomato plants. So that's going to go in the middle, and I've bought some basil from Aldi, 75p a pot. So I got 2 pots of those. So I'm going to put those round the, not the outside, because I got Lollo Rosso lettuce there. Now apparently, according to our lovely plot neighbour Cheryl, slugs hate it, and it might prevent the slugs from coming on and eating all the other plants. So that's the red lettuce there, the Lollo Rosso. That'll be going on the very outside. And I've got other lettuce plants there, red and green solid mixed. And I've got some white Lisbon spring onions. And I've got some marigolds. I bought those a couple of weeks ago. And some of them are looking a bit worse for wear, but they're still okay. And I thought that would give it a bit of colour, wouldn't it? Lovely when you're walking down the pathway. So right, let's see if I can get this out of the pot easily. We'll give it a bit of a tap. So thank you, Johnny, for this lovely tomato plant. Oh, do you know what? It's just about, I'm not going to lift it out again, but the roots are just right. It's not pot bound. It's lovely, but all the roots are right to the edge of the pot and to the bottom. That's lovely. I'll give that back to Johnny. That's very kind of him. Thanks again, Johnny. At least we got one decent tomato plant. I got to show you mine, right? I did a similar variety. Well, the first lot I planted was in the conservatory and it was too cold then. Let me show you the ones we got now. I mean, this is a beauty, isn't it? The other ones are not as big, but they are blight resistant and they'll come along sooner or later. Let me go and get them from the polytunnel to show you. Whoops. There they are, look. Oh, they're only little seedlings, but they'll soon grow, won't they? I've also got some of these Carlston slug and snail control pellets, and they're just made from oregano, so they're safe to any wildlife. But the slugs and snails, they hate them, apparently. So I'll be putting some of those down as well. Right then, let's get on with all this planting then. All planted up now. Just need to do a slug and snail pellets. Like I said, they're only oregano. And there we have it. Job done. I'm Linda, and this is the Feel Good Garden.